I'm a very forgetful person, so I'm going to say Mr. Hughes, who was the person that I brought here for last, because obviously I'm going to remember to thank him. I brought him here. But I would just like to start off by thanking my mom. Even though she couldn't be here tonight, she's really been supportive all these years. She's my mom. And I just want to thank her for being great and awesome in everything she does, making me dinner every night. It's really good. I'd also like to thank my wonderful older brother and sister who decided to take time out of their very busy schedules to be here and support me in whatever it is that I'm doing here. Yeah, they're awesome. Also, my other siblings who aren't here, they're also cool, less so because they didn't show up. But let's just look past that. Also, I want to congratulate everyone on being here. You guys are kind of cool, some of you. Trevor's my friend, Mary's my friend, Jenna's my other friend. Those are my three best friends. Jenna's not here. Mary and Trevor, you guys know them. I'm just trying to thank all the people who mean a lot to me. My girlfriend, Erin Dara, she's not here. I wanted to thank her. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do up here. I'm trying to, hopefully, yeah. I want to be an actor. Maybe my Oscar speech will be more prepared than this. Alright, so now let's just get to Mr. Hughes, who, of all the teachers that I've had, he is the one who I brought here tonight. So, Mr. Hughes, I feel like I should start at the beginning, because every beginning of a story begins with the beginning. So, Mr. Hughes, I first met when I had gotten kicked out into the hallway with my friend, and sophomore year, and I was in the hallway just kind of like chilling in this one, by the teacher's lounge, and then all of a sudden Mr. Hughes walked around the corner, and he was very stunned because he did not expect us to be there. And he just kind of looked at me like, what are you guys doing here? And I just looked him in the eyes and I was like, lurking. And so he kind of just laughed and chuckled and walked away, and I was like, that guy right there, he's going to be a cool teacher next year. He did not care that I was out in the hallway. He didn't question me. I could have just been skipping class. Maybe he's just not responsible. But Mr. Hughes was a very chill teacher, I found out. His class was very fun. I don't really remember that much of it because he did abandon us halfway through the year. So yeah, I don't really remember much of his teaching, but I'm pretty sure it was good because my essays got better. Mr. Hughes abandoned us halfway through the year. I just want to make note of that. No, Mr. Hughes was actually really great. While I had him as a teacher, he was actually very helpful in a lot of things. When we were having our seminars one day and we were talking about something, and then it got, I don't know how this happened, but the top rows of what I do in my free time. And I was talking about how me and my friends go walking around for miles and miles just for the journey, not really with the destination, just walking and wandering. And Mr. Hughes kind of looked at me like, yeah, sure, that's cool. I thought, he's just saying that to be nice. But then a few days later, he told me how him and one of his friends had done that. And as he was telling me the story, I just kind of sat there and thought, man, is that how crazy I sound? And I'm telling you, I should stop doing that. That sounds awful. I didn't just try. But no, seriously, I thought it was pretty cool that, it just showed me how much he actually respected my opinion, as a human, and not just as, oh, that's another student here. I felt whoa, that's cool. And then there was another time when, it was late in junior year, so we were starting to think about, college next year, and, the counselors came in and talked about our careers, and I was starting to get more and more hesitant about telling people what I wanted to do, because every time I told them, I was like, yeah, I want to be an actor, and they were like, oh, yeah, an actor. What if you, could you be an actor? And I was like, wow, thanks. But anyways, I told Mr. Hughes, he's like, yeah, maybe radio or television. And then without any doubt, he was just like, oh yeah, you should make a podcast. I was like, what, really? He's like, yeah, why not? You just practice, just do a podcast. And it was just so nice and relieving to hear somebody who actually was very supportive of me and didn't question any, he just wanted to support me for who I wanted to be. And not to say anyone else would just disrespect me. I'm they were looking out for me. But thanks to all of you, no disrespect. And then Mr. Hughes was also going on about, he said he wanted to be an anchor on ESPN, which I thought was cool. He obviously was not an anchor on ESPN, he's sitting in for me, he was my teacher. But, that made me realize, like, man, if it ever doesn't work out, I could always just be an English teacher. Always a good fallback.
I knew it was going to be a
So then I never really, once Mr. Hughes abandoned us halfway through the year, I kind of never really expected to see him ever again. I was like, yeah, he says he'll see us, but he's just saying it to mean well. Like, he's got to say that. He can't just say, see you later, suckers, and then just leave. He's got to be polite about it. But then, I did see him again the next year. Somehow he contacted me, and he was like, hey, let's have a talk about college. I was like, talk about college, great, sounds fun. So then, like, everyone had been telling me the same spiel about how I should go because I'm so smart and all that. And frankly, just out of spite, I was determined to not go to college because I was like, you know what? You're all telling me I have to. I don't have to because you told me I had to. So then I was talking to Mr. Hughes, and he was just like, I was waiting for him to like start talking. He said, let's just take a little walk. And I was like, all right, throw whatever you got at me. I'm gonna say no. And then he was just like, so what are you thinking about? Like, how you doing? And I was like, excuse me? Pardon me? And it just showed that Mr. Hughes, one, is a very good speaker, probably because he's an English teacher. But he was just there looking out for me, and he was actually genuinely concerned about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And he was very convincing, and he did convince me to eventually apply, and I did, and I got accepted to U of M, which is great. So I want to thank Mr. Hughes, because without him, I probably would not have applied to the University of Michigan. Maybe I would. I really wanted to go there. But he pushed me to do it, and I got done. Found out on Christmas Day, which was cool. I made that up, made a better story. But thank Mr. Hughes for all the mentorship and everything. And then anytime I had a problem, I was like, Mr. Hughes will be there for me. He's a great guy. And also other great people who I could only take one teacher here, but I want to thank Mr. Madigan for starting board game clubs. That's really fun. Mr. Bazova was my 5th grade teacher. He was cool. Mr. Wright, he was also in board game clubs. So Mr. Brader, he was my first AP teacher, which I thought that was awesome. I loved history, and it was just great talking history. Miss Ciotto, who's now Miss Aguilar, she was awesome. Mr. Dyer was great. Mr. Bagler, Mr. Trailer, all the 8th grade teachers. 8th grade was a great year for teachers. Mr. Hollinger, all the teaching staff in this district has such great teaching staff, especially Thurston, the other schools as well. I don't know about the other elementary schools. I only went to Adams. I'm assuming they have good teachers. But I'm just so glad to have grown up here because it really is a great opportunity to be at Thurston because of one thing that Mr. Hughes told me, which was something like 80% of schools in the U.S. are like 90% one race. And I just feel like honored to have this opportunity to grow up in such a diverse school and have this great opportunity to be here with you all. And you know what, this is just really awesome. I want to congratulate everyone once again.